Hey, and Dark Meta is here. Hi, Dark Meta. Waiting. Um, well, I made it in. Sometimes it's a little tricky to make it in, to get it to work. It takes its time at times, and maybe I don't know. Maybe a lot of people are watching their stuff on YouTube a lot right now, and a lot of people are on um, kind of clogging up the airways. I don't know. Maybe it's busy. Anyway, I am D Swagger or D Ocean or D Ocean Swagger. And this is my show, D Ocean's Deep Blue. Oh dear. We had a little bit of an incident yesterday. I'm still kind of getting over it. I burned a turkey neck. Oh my goodness. And the smoke got in my lungs. And man, it was bad smoke too. It was pretty bad, but it wasn't too serious. I ended up making the whole 9 yards, like 4 side dishes and a turkey, but on Saturday, not Thanksgiving Day. So I and it was awesome, awesome, absolutely awesome. And wherever you are, whether you celebrate Thanksgiving or not, um, to me, Thanksgiving is all the time. I'm always thankful. So here we do the deepest of woo. This is deep woo, and that's what we do. We don't have that. What if this exists? What if that exists? Sort of mindset here. Uh, no, actually, here instead of asking if, we're asking exactly what and who are we dealing with? And that kind of goes with for everything. Exactly what are we really dealing with here? So it's a little bit different for those of you who are wondering if. Most of us have already accepted if. If is yes. There is a lot going on. Hey, Conscious Evolution Channel, how you doing? There is a lot going on in the world, and it's nothing like we've been told. And that's basically one of the reasons that I started this channel is for people who know it's nothing like we've been told. History isn't what we've been told. Um, the universe isn't what we've been told. Nothing is what we've been taught that it is. Even our own biology, that there are so many things now. And I mean, this is evidenced by the Mandela effect and many other things that archaeology, findings in archaeology, our history is nothing like we've been told. Um, just so many things. The afterlife. We've been mistold about the afterlife for a long, long time. About the nature of our very existence. That's why. Hey, Lewis, how you doing? That's why when I talk about this is not really a channel for everybody. This is not really a channel for beginners, although you're welcome. If you're still asking why, or rather, if you're still asking if these things, certain things exist, these cryptids that we hear about, like Bigfoot or whatever, obviously they do. So many people report that they do. I mean, we just accept that, people are not all worldwide crazy when they see UFOs or orbs or cryptids or whatever it is they experience. First of all, we take experiencers seriously. Now, while some of them, hi John, how you doing? And Mark the Arc Spark is here. Well, some people might see this as questionable. It might go down the well, scientific. Well, isn't there scientific? Look, we've got enough evidence of some things. We got plenty of evidence. We got enough evidence. We got enough people experiencing things to, convict somebody of murder practically. We got everything but the corpse. In some cases, we have the corpse, but the corpse has been hidden. Okay. So, I mean, this is not for people who are still wondering why. But, if can it be that, I mean, no, a lot of weird stuff exists, and stuff exists that we have not been told the right stuff about. It's up to us to find out. You and me, the public, the citizen reporters, that's where you're going to get your truth. That's where you're going to get your truth. And in some cases, professionals back us up. I mean, about some of our so-called conspiracy theories, which I call realist, conspiracy realist um, theory, you know. Doctors have backed us up. Science has backed us up. Um, like, for instance, in the case of crop circles. Since 2001, crop circles have been the result of balls of light. And that's peer-reviewed study. That is that is science's actual explanation. Now, they don't say where the balls of light come from or anything. That's not spoken of. However, do many people know that? That should be big news that, yeah, we know that that is not just something that farmers with boards on their feet do, that there is a difference between hoaxes and the real. So in this instance, oh hi. In this instance tonight we're talking about Clown World. Okay? And let's get the heck, I mean, I'm tired of it. I think we all are, okay? And it's leaving, but it's not leaving us fast enough. I mean, these people are not getting shuffled off fast enough. Oh, there was a wolf? What? I'm seeing half a story, Lewis. Same dream before having what? Hi, Project Skyfalls. How you doing? So, really, we have seen outright miracles. Do we have to ask ourselves, do miracles exist? Can we do them? Can we alter our reality? Is that what the Mandela effect is? Is it altering reality? Is it that because we altered our reality, we chose a different path, somehow we're remembering that other path we left? Okay, that other version that we left and came here. Yeah, I mean, it could be right. And I think that is what's going on in many cases with the Mandela effect. We left a path, but we have some residual memories. There's even some Mandela effects that I have both sets of memories. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I kind of remember both. Well, this clown world, if we have a say, if we have a choice, then we should be able to just choose for it to resolve itself without world war or, um, any of the other very severe things that could happen. We should be able to choose a reality since there's an infinite possibility of realities to choose. We should be able to choose one where it goes rather smoothly and we don't get uh, blown away and we don't get, seriously effed up, F up the planet. And so we've been seeing a lot of this happen that we have had our intentions. And then somehow now I'm going into this light language, and somehow the next thing we know is something happens to affirm that, yeah, the universe heard that. And and things are different. Um, maybe it's time to be a little bit more pushy about what we want. I mean, maybe, and I don't know. You tell me what you think. Maybe we should be a little bit more pushy about this because, if we know that we can make a choice, send out the vibe, do our thing, and then have it something happen. Now, we want it to be, and I mean, there are contingencies that we may not consciously know, but that doesn't mean that we can't do anything about it. I mean, we can just ask for assistance to that, if what we desire is going to be for the highest and best, why not ask for exactly what we want? Why dream small, you know? So, Mandela Effect song, California Dreaming. Oh, yeah. Oh, now it's pretended to pray. Oh, dear. Yeah. Hey, Dark Meta. What's hoppin'? I I'll tell you what's hoppin'. What's hoppin'? Let's see. I'm gonna talk a little bit about my fun. I I am a little sometimes when I'm tired, I can be intimidated by things that don't intimidate me when I'm not tired. Okay, like cooking a turkey. I was tired and I was not in the mood after our Wednesday. I was I was recovering from all of that energy of our Wednesday night session, and I just said, F it, I am not cooking this freaking turkey." And I picked my 2 favorite side dishes and cooked them and had some ham, some sliced ham that was already cooked. And it was quite wonderful, and I quite enjoyed it, and it turned out so very good that by the time, Saturday came along, I felt a lot better, and I cooked, like, 4 different side dishes and the turkey, and it was huge, great, wonderful, a perfectly golden turkey, perfectly cooked, everything was to perfection, and I had a most exquisite meal, just not right on the day, okay? And interestingly enough, on the day after Native American Day. I guess the day after Thanksgiving is Native American Day. So, actually, I had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and you're on to something here. Ah, yes. Yeah, we need to quit, at one point, I gotta tell you, this is funny. We were off doing something else. I set some turkey neck. I took the turkey neck and I put it in a pan with some water, and me and my helper went off to my room to do some stuff while it cooked, and while the oven oh, excuse me, while the oven was going, and the doggone thing caught fire. No, well, not exactly caught fire. It burned. Didn't really f There wasn't really a flame. It was just a lot of smoke, and, oh, it was hard to breathe and blah, 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 and, and Yolanda is flipping out, "Ah," and we're opening windows and we're opening the door, and we turned it off. We got it off the burner that it was on. It wasn't an open flame, it was an electric stove, so was never really a flame, but it was a lot of black smoke, and it wasn't tripping the, smoke detectors. So I had to call in and, I mean, my neighbors were saying, "Hey, there's black smoke all the way out here. Is that you guys?" It's like, "Yeah." Uh, I burned some turkey neck. I burned a turkey neck accidentally, and they're like, "Well, you can see the smoke out here really clear, and it's not setting off the smoke alarms." And those things are usually fairly sensitive. So everybody was saying, "Oh, no, that could mean there's something wrong with our smoke alarms." So I had to call, and they assured me that the smoke alarms have been calibrated and blah, 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 blah. I was like, "Okay," but, it's very odd that they didn't go off. To me, it's still odd, you know, that they didn't go off. So I don't know what to think of that. But then after that, after we calmed down, and I managed to calm Yolanda down, and I said, "Well, look, this is actually a good thing because we're all gonna be on alert now that maybe we're not gonna get a warning if, to be careful. Maybe we're not gonna get enough warning, you know? Um, there may be something, to do with our smoke alarms that they're not going off, and even though, they're saying they're just fine, it's like they should have gone off. I mean, they've gone off for a lot less. So I don't know, something's not quite on the up and up there. But now that we know that, we can kinda be careful, They're not gonna let us know. I'm not sure what's going on there. But then I went on to, make a wonderful meal. And Joe Monk is like, "I am Pam." Yeah. "Hello, Joe Monk, how you doing?" "Hey, Joe, I heard you shot your woman down. Shut her down to the ground." Jeez. Yeah, state fair use, yeah. You put a Cornish game hen in a turkey one time and cooked it and pulled it out of the oven. You pulled out the Cornish game hen. Ah! 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 And she thought you pulled you so you stuffed a Cornish game hen in a turkey and cooked them both together, and then when you pulled it out, your niece thought you cooked a pregnant turkey. Okay. I I hope you explained all that to her. Oh, the turkey, yes, my goodness, and Cowboy is full of it. Cowboy is full of it. He is full of turkey. He is full of it. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Um, so, of course, I'm gonna be eating turkey for a week. So or at least, or maybe 2. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna have turkey for a long time. It was like a almost 16-pound turkey, so I'll be having a lot of turkey. Linda Howe. Who's Linda Howe again? I've forgotten. I know that name. Oh, Thanksgiving. Cowboy was in your dream on Thanksgiving morning. Well, he was happy. He had a full belly of turkey. One of these days, huh, Pam, you'll cook that turkey. Yeah, I wasn't up to it that very day. Linda Moulton Howe. Oh, yes. Linda Moulton Howe. Mhm. Yeah, she's done quite a lot for look, like I said, it's going to be the people who dare to step out of a line. It's gonna be the citizen journalists. It's going to be the people with their cameras on their phones that just pull their phone out and record stuff. It's not gonna be and the people who save us, it's probably not gonna be the government either. It's gonna be us, okay? And some people are having high hopes for Donald Trump, and with the very best intentions, yeah, he could do a lot as a president, but honestly, he can't do everything. There's some things that we must decide. What world do we live in? I mean, and he's going to win. I mean, everybody is kind of seeing it now. He's going to win. Now, let us hope that actually he is successful in many of the things he says he wants to do, like create peace and so on and so forth. I mean, if he is going to win, we might as well hope that and put some energy behind him doing the right thing when he's in office. So, like him, hate him, whatever, it looks like he's going to win right now. So, we need to we need to put some thought into this. We need people to not just naysay everything right away, just like, no, this is going to be horrible. It's like it doesn't have to be. If things can change like the Mandela effect, if cats can lose their nictating membranes, if our hearts can move and our other body organs can move to different places in our body, and whole continents disappear, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and things just miraculously happen out of nowhere, then this doesn't have to be bad for us. We can create a timeline where it all goes very well. Hello, Karen. Hello, Joe Monk. And we have, to a certain extent, proven that we have altered ourselves, have moved ourselves into a different timeline, into a timeline where certain things have happened. Like I said, we've moved into a timeline where they the intention was um the child and the human trafficking rings. They busted a huge human trafficking ring in Ohio. Then our intention, we were talking about the sleeper cell problem. They busted a huge sleeper cell in Texas. Okay. However, there has been some backlash because now here in Ohio, they're killing a bunch of chickens because of bird flu again. So we've got to cut this out. You know, bird flu is not contagious to humans unless you refuse to cook your eggs and your meat. If you don't cook them, then you can catch it, but otherwise you can't catch it. It'll die. So, do they have to kill billions of birds? No. This is Hunger Games. This is Hunger Games, okay? And do we have to put up with that? No, we don't. No, no. And I'm putting my foot down. No. You know what? And China taking over the country? No. I'm putting my foot down. No. Hell no. Okay. Oh yeah, Joey in China. I'm expecting Xi to be dog walking him with a ball gag one of these days. We'll see it in the streets there. That's how whipped Biden is by China. I mean, exactly what kind of relationship is going on there. But yeah, it's nuck and futs, okay? What we're having to put up with still. And it's not leaving fast enough to suit me. So I think it's about time for us to say, hey, if it's within the big plan, the divine plan, and for the best of everybody, and I think it probably would be, can we get this crap to crumble a little faster? Can we move to a world where people are waking up a little faster? Where, because I'm tired, pardon me, I'm still got a little smoke in my nose and hair up my nose from Cowboy. He's so generous. He's so generous that he's giving me. He wants to be everywhere I go. So I have white hairs all over my clothing and hair up my nose. And by golly, me and the cat are one. Anyway, 35,000 Chinese nationalists illegally crossed our border. You know what, Doc Meta? That doesn't surprise me. You would defend your girls like they're human. You love your birdies. Yes. Well, you know what? A lot of people would. A lot of people refuse to even get their birds tested. People are just they've fed up. They're fed up. Okay? Let's help it along. Not in a violent way, but in a good way somehow. And I don't know how that is. But you know what? The power of our subconscious is infinite. Okay? That's the part that knows everything. Okay? It's in our subconscious. And as we take out the layers that we don't want, as we melt away the layers that we don't want of what's in our subconscious, the stuff that's holding us back, the truth starts to emerge and the true power starts to emerge. And the truth is, we're a lot more powerful than we've ever been led to believe. We have much more of a choice than we've ever been led to believe. And we don't have to put up with this shit, okay? The thing is that there may be contingencies that we don't know about, so we ask that it be in accordance with the big plan and divine plan, and that it be for the good of all, so that we don't incur the karma or whatever you want to call it, just so that we don't have the bad results. I mean, because we don't consciously know every single side of every story, right? So that's our insurance, so to speak, that we don't get ourselves into some kind of trouble. And I mean, we really don't need any more trouble than we've already got. You know what I'm saying? So I think a group intention to have this stuff work out in a good way but soon. And I think next year is our big chance. The uh, planets and numbers are aligning to give us a chance, a really good chance for a great big push, a great big push to um, get us out of this clown world, okay, faster. Now, I don't think it's going to happen all at once. Of course, I'm not expecting things to go boom all at once, but I think we can make it go faster. I think we can move to a reality where people are waking up faster. And then by next year, we can have some very quality events like the med beds, like um, the energy, the free energy for everybody. I think we can push that. And will it all show up exactly next year? I'm not sure. But it's worth a freaking try, isn't it? So, I mean, that's what I'm putting across here is it's worth a freaking try. I believe we can do it. I think we can do it. You're back for Jack. You got bounced, but you're back for Jack. Hmm. So, yeah, Skyfalls thinks we can do it. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Keep your ears open too after we do it, after we do our thing. I'm gonna ask for some light language. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna ask for some light language on exactly this because to me it's not going fast enough. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm tired of waiting for these people. It's irking me a little bit that you know what's it gonna take. I don't want to have to live through the messy stuff. Okay, because they can't wake up. Now there's got to be a reality where they're waking up. That's the one I want to be in, where they're going to wake up, where they're already awake. Okay. And we don't have to go through the pain of trying to red pill every freaking buddy. Okay. All the time. I mean, most of them fight us anyway. There's got to be one where they actually listen and where we can actually help. And so that's what I'm going to ask for. When I'm pretty sure everybody's here, I'm going to ask for our guides, all of us. Come on, all of us together, all of our guidance that we have, all of our angels, all of our higher guides, all of our ascended masters, the elementals, and everybody to be watching. I can feel that we're coming up on, aren't we coming up on a full moon pretty soon? Seems like we're coming up on a power time very soon, very shortly. Yeah, it should be here already. Hi, Karen Lynn. Hi, Witchy. Yeah. What, you offended somebody? Oh, I didn't know about that. The full moon is tonight? Okay. If the full moon is tonight, then this is great. And also, that means tomorrow is reading night, is free reading night. So, just figure Monday is free reading night then. Um, that's what I thought. It felt like a full moon out. It felt like it. Um, guess I'm getting that sensitive. Anyway, oh, hello, Michelle Cannon Free. Okay, so I'm hemming my pants. Like I said, I find myself here. I'm doing things that way. I don't have that. Keeping my body busy seems to help me. Okay. Hey, if you want to call me neurodivergent, you can call me neurodivergent. Just don't call me late for Thanksgiving dinner. Mhm. Almost full. Okay. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark Arkspark. Okay, then it's really appropriate. It's really appropriate. First, I'm going to do a clearing. And if you want this, just say yes. That's all you have to say. I'm going to ask a question. It's going to be just to bring up the files, the information, just to bring up the subject, the energy. You don't have to answer the first question. But the second question, when I say, would you be ready to delete that? Would you be ready to uncreate and destroy that and delete it? Then, if you say yes, then that is a choice. That is a choice you make to go on to the timeline where that does not exist. Okay? So, this is a question you don't have to answer, but it's to bring up the energy right now. What attitudes, opinions, and judgments do we have that we have to wait for the rest of the timeline to catch up before we can move on? That we can't shift this timeline, that we can't just shift timelines at will. When we know that we're vast eternal beings, we know that we have abilities. What attitudes, opinions, and judgments do we have that this can't be possible, that we make that big of a change? Okay, and would we be willing to uncreate, destroy it, and delete that whole line of code, that whole program that we can't. Okay. And if so, all you have to do is say yes, nod, say yes, say I accept that. Yes, we're going to do that. Whatever you're sent. That's a choice. That's a choice of all of us together. And with all of our guides as witnesses, I choose yes. Okay. I choose that we clear that program once and for all, that we can't do this, we can't do that. Yes, we can. Okay. And this is a excess consciousness thing. Hmm. Something's coming out of my throat chakra. Okay. So, are we willing to uncreate and destroy all that belief, disbelief in ourselves, in our abilities, all that programming? Yes. Okay. So we do that times a godzillion, times a godzillion. Pock and pot, all that. Pock and pod, all that. Pock and pod, all that. Pock and pod. Gonna use the short form. Seemed like it was really hard to get it to go. Pack and pod just to make sure. And now uncreate and destroy all that. Pack and pod. Okay. I've been buffering a lot, yeah. It doesn't surprise me. When we viewed Trump, it turns out Max was focusing on the Black Pyramid in Alaska too. What? Ah, the Black Pyramid in Alaska. Yeah, I had trouble when he brought that one up. I had trouble with that one. I was there for that one. Well, as I recall, when we looked at Trump, it wasn't bad. There wasn't anything bad at all that we came up with about Trump. I think we're going to be okay. I think he's going to win, and I think we're going to be okay. I don't think it's going to be as bad as people, that some people predict. I don't think so. I think, but that is the timeline I'm planning. Now, I want to say I watched the Simpson thing about video about the Simpsons and what they predicted. I don't think that the Simpsons program was predicting anything. I think the Simpsons were telling us their plans, that somehow that's how they're telling us their plans. The predictions that came true because that was a plan. Okay. So I don't think they're really predictions. I think they're letting us know their plans. And as they always do in media, that's the dark plan. That doesn't have to come true. Yeah. Your positive, loving energy help get rid of the negatives that are dissolving around me. You know what? I would hope so. I didn't see your show. Wish I could have been there. I went to the test, kept looking for your show, could not get there, John. Could not get there. And it looks like the trolls ate your show. Yeah, they have to tell us their plans, and that's the way they're doing it. Yeah, we didn't see anything negative. Okay, let's stick with that. It's going to be Trump. We didn't see anything negative. Let's just accept that it's going to be Trump and there's not going to be anything negative. Let's say, okay, fine. Let him do what he says he's going to do for us. Fine. I'll back it. I don't care as long as we come out on top of this, as long as we come out for the good on this. I don't care who it is. So much as, I am for whatever is going to be for us, good for us, okay? For people, for the world at large even. I that's what I'm for. I'm not on any particular side, okay? Yeah. I know I get that too, the energy running through me at night when I'm trying to sleep, and it's like, Trump bad, orange hair, mean tweets, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and it's like, oh, who cares? Who cares? I don't care. He's actually gotten better about how he looks. I think he's actually paid more attention to it. So he's actually gotten better, but the thing I notice about millionaires and billionaires is they don't freaking care that much. They have the good I used to say, "Gee, I guess the reason I'm not a billionaire is my hair ain't goofy enough." So, I don't have a goofy enough hairdo. If you get yourself a really goofy hairdo, then maybe you could be rich. But that's just me being silly. Um, However, it is true that a lot of them wear the stupidest looking, you know. And there is kind of a joke. There is somebody on YouTube that talks about, and she shows a comparison. It's, how much do you think this is worth? And she shows the kind of absolute shit that rich people buy and think they're buying something. And she'll like bring in that she'll show something from maybe some discount place and something from some designer, and then you have to guess which ones are from the designer and which ones are from the discount place. And the truth is, it's so funny because a lot of times the discount places have better stuff. So sometimes she really gets us. Sometimes, I mean, and it's funny because she even came up with Temu the other day. It was like something from Temu. And it was really hard to tell because it was ugly and clunky and kind of stupid. And so a lot of us guessed that it was for rich people because they seem to have no taste. Jeez, you know, you have all that money and no damn taste. What the hell? Right? Yeah. Yeah, it looks like I mean, people are that dumb. Like, just because you have money doesn't mean that, you know. Anyway, but what of that? But what of that? Um, so one of the things I want to crumble is, and I got this as a message earlier today when I was helping somebody. I was doing light language for somebody, and the message was, we deserve to have the things that we want and we need to express our creativity and our um, and to live our lives, not because of what, oh, we're doing all this stuff all the time to help people, but just because we're alive. Just because we're alive, we deserve to have the basics, at least the basics, and maybe beyond that, to to live. We deserve that. We came here, we chose to come here. Now we're getting past this bloody game, okay? It's been a game. It's been very gamed to this point. Okay, let's turn the game in our favor. Yeah, that's right. Trump is entertaining. Let's look at it that way. He's very entertaining. Joe is just kind of gross and nasty. Yeah. So, um, basically, yeah, at least he's funny. Come on. I mean, if things ever go south in politics and business, I mean, he could always be at the comedy clubs. He'd be great at the comedy clubs. But I can't deal with people who have no sense of humor. I cannot. I cannot. And that leaves out a lot of libtards. Okay. I'm sorry, but a lot of libtards have no sense of humor. And I'm like, I cannot talk to you then because my life is pretty much a sense of humor and a song. So it's music and humor. That's pretty much my life. And of course now healing and etc. Mason training is hmm. You're behind stream. Oh dear. Okay. So I'm going to ask one of the things I'm going to ask for is at least everybody here, and I would like to see this, if this can be a worldwide thing, it wouldn't bother me one bit, that everybody has enough to live. I'm going to ask that. I'm going to say, hey, if this is possible, and doesn't completely F everything up, can we have it so that everybody has enough? And they cannot pull this Hunger Games bullshit and this scarcity bullshit. They quit with the antics to make scarcity to drive the price up. I'm tired of it, man. I just don't want it anymore. I'm tired of that. I'm done with that. That's got to go. Okay? People have got to get some values. And so I'm asking to be in the timeline where we have some values left, where it's not all about where wealth is distributed well enough that we don't have the deep lack that's really triggers a lot of stress and tension. Hmm. Yes. That we're in a timeline where people remember that we're humans with human values, where people have compassion for each other, that we're in a timeline where people wake up and see and realize that they have a choice. That's the future I want to see. And where the clowns, send out the clowns, you know, that song, Send in the Clowns. Let's send them back out again now. Time to toddle them right off the stage. Time to get out the hook and yank them right off the stage, okay? Clowns, clones, whatever you want to call them. And a lot of them are clones. Let's face it. So, okay, Mark, we'll get rid of it. How about if we just delete that? How about after what I'm doing, then Mark's project right there. How about if we delete whatever that darkness is there? I'm crazy enough to do that. Well, crazy like a fox. I mean, that may sound insane. It's not insane. Of course, I'm not really insane, or am I? If you seem normal in an insane world, then maybe you're crazy. Okay. But if you seem crazy in an insane world, then maybe you're sane. Um, okay. If if you are down, if everybody's down for it, we will take out whatever is dark about that pyramid. If you want to. Hmm. Delete the corporation. Okay. Because it seems like there are two Americas, there are two United States. One is a corporation, one is the United States, the real United States. Okay. So let's delete the corporation. Let's crumble the corporation as fast as we can. That may be, and it's going to be okay for us. Now, look, don't get scared, because I'm also going to ask that it happens smooth. That we all have soft landings. That we have something offered. Okay, the way. Okay, yeah, the way to do it is offer people something better. They will eventually turn away from all of the bullshit stuff if they're offered something better. And this is why they've been blocking all this stuff, the med beds, the free energy, and all that, because people would quickly turn away from all of the bullshit if they were offered something better. And then that'd all go away and all the controls would disappear. So let's bring out, okay, that's the plan, folks. That's how we delete Clown World. It's by getting the free energy, the med beds. We also delete them poisoning our food, air, poisoning us, period. Yes, I'm going to ask for that. That we delete all of the poisoning and toxification. Okay? Let's go for that. Let's go for that. And that we bring it in as fast as possible. The free energy, the med beds, etc., and all of the technology that is going to enable our people to drop all the crap and learn to get along, because they don't need to fight each other anymore to have what they want and have what they need. Nobody needs to fight anybody anymore. When that happens, I think most of our problems will be over. People will not, I don't think we'll have wars. Why would you want to go off and fight a war if you have everything? You're too happy. You know what? People who have what they need, they're happy. They're happy. They're not going to fight wars. They're not going to cause shit. They're not going to go out and pillage and rape. They're not going to go out and knock over banks and knock over stores. They're not going to do any of that stuff. The crime rate will drop to almost zero, if not zero. Am I right? I think so. I think so. Okay, so that's how we're going to do it. This is how we crumble Clown World. We bring out the goodies as fast as possible within divine plan for the good of all, for the good of all, for the highest and best good of all. This is what our will is. We want to live in that timeline where it all comes out, and it all comes out quickly, and it all comes out and properly, and it all comes out in a way that benefits everybody, so that we can all, and disclosure comes out in a good way. Then we will be able to have disclosure. People will not be in fear anymore. All the secrecy will be done away with. It'll become transparent. The corrupt people will fall away because they won't be able to survive it. They are built on corruption. When they can't pull that shit anymore, they'll be gone. They'll be tuttled right off the stage. The great big hook. Hey, there's our Countess. Countess Chloe is in here. Hello, Dolly. Well, hello, Dolly. I know. They killed a whole bunch of birds because of bird flu here in Ohio again. Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay? It's bullshit. That kind of shit's gonna stop. Okay? I'm done with it. We're gonna have stuff happen now. Now it's gonna look like what I'm seeing is it, it's not gonna look at first, it's not gonna look very good. Maybe in a lot of cases, it's not gonna look great. However, remember that even though no matter what it looks like, we've made our intentions plain to the universe and it's going to turn out well. Okay? Mhm. Yeah, I mean, many people depend on eggs to get their protein, to get their main source of protein from eggs. So, of course, they want you to eat all vegetables and the bugs, if you will. If you would only eat the bugs, and they would be so happy, right? Well, we're not going to eat the bugs, okay? It isn't going to happen. What, Chloe? What's up? Yeah, Max was here. You mean John from Max Vision? As far as I know, he's here. I don't know if he's talking right now, but he was here just a few minutes ago. Yeah, we are not going to be eating the bugs, okay? That isn't going to happen. Gone. I'm going to ask for that too. No more of Klaus Schnaub. Klaus Schnaub is going to just get the hook, okay? He needs to get the hook. He needs to get the hook right off the platform of world affair. Just everything. He needs to get the hook. Okay. Yeah, the insects are smart. Yeah, we got a full house tonight. Well, good. So anyway, I've been explaining for the last few minutes our intentions. What I intend to do. I did some clearing. What I intend to do with you, along with you, and all our guides. I'm calling all our guides here. All of our higher guides, all of our ascended masters, angels, and the God within us, the elemental kingdom that we that are our friends, okay, and the other kingdoms that are our friends, no, that are helpful beings, helpful and good beings, okay. Let us agree that this is our reality, and we're shifting to the reality that we prefer. And this other stuff is gone. I mean, really, we're being told that we have to wait for these other people to wake up. Do we? Or can we just shift to where they woke up? That's my premise. Can't we just shift to where they're waking up? They woke up. Most of them have woke up now. Can't we? Sure we can. Okay, Chloe, we might be able to do something about that. Yeah, I used to fuck up all my watches. The batteries. Used to drain them all. It might be you, but it might be somebody else. It might be somebody else. It might be something else. In any event, we get rid of Clown World, that shit will stop too. Okay? Let's just get it to stop. If you're sure it's me, if you know, if you're sure, It's you. Well, we'll talk about that. Um, I had to alter my energy. I had to get through some stuff. My throat is clearing. It must be something big. Yeah, we're building up to a biggie. Okay. Okay, we'll work on it, Michelle. The second sun energy could be, Mark. Yeah. And if speaking in tongues is going to do that, speaking in the light language and the star language, all of the things that we've mentioned here, we have decided that this is to be our choice. This is our choice. Okay? What we have discussed here, it's our choice to live in this place and to leave any timelines where the dark and miscreant stuff stays. Okay? Hangs around. No, we're leaving it. We're leaving all that. We're heading out. Bye. That's somebody else chose that timeline, not us. Okay? We're choosing our timeline. We're choosing the bright future where we have many wonderful things coming to us, where none of us have to work hard, you know, where we don't really toil, where we just, have um, enough where it's and people will still be creative. People will still want to do things. Okay, it won't be that nobody will do anything. Okay, there'll still be plenty of people who want to do things because that's the nature of human beings. They will create. Okay, it will not block our creativity. It will actually make it much easier for us to create whatever we want to do from there. Those of us who are creators will really thrive. And those of us who are not, gradually there won't be so many. Maybe there'll be none. Oh, a golden hawk. That's wonderful. And a baby bald eagle. How wonderful. In the same day. That's definitely some kind of sign, huh? Yes, a very positive timeline. We are going to move to that timeline. We're moving, you know, we're moving. We're moving. Moving day. Moving day is today. And it's not going to be hard, not going to hurt, not going to be scary. None of that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be nice. It's going to be happy. It's going to be joyful. Okay? That is our will by the God in us and the God that is us. So be it. Do we have light? Are we going to have? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I feel it. Here we go. Get ready. Hmm. Get ready. Here it comes. Very good sign. A hawk and an eagle. The hawk is the messenger. The eagle is high ideals and lofty. And then the far picture, the big picture, the also also freedom and liberty. Um, very good signs. And of course, the star brothers and sisters that are our family, our beloved families, and our beloved families. on the other side, I include you too, because I know that you're helping us make this transition. And I'm very happy and thankful that you are. But I know that you're there rooting for us. I know you are. I see you doing it. The last hurdles are going to be just in our own minds, right? So let's jump them and get going. Maybe they're very low hurdles now. Maybe one time they were higher hurdles, but now we're at a stage where they're very, very low, or maybe we just step over them. We don't have to jump at all. Just take a step over, a little tiny, tiny step over them. As a matter of fact, they're almost sinking right into the ground, right? That's how low they are. So it's not going to be anything to get beyond it because we're that big now. Okay. We ready? What's the deal? Nataga. Hatschaf, goed kom kariga. Ifaran korea chikat po ko antaka. If I did come to Budia, British can be poo. If I want to get a body, I'm going to get on. What ha? O Brigade Brera. Here, Bororia Ramdera. A Brea. Oh, yeah, very discriminating about her. Variam, discriminating area, but Maria is getting get a couple of years with the bara. If I ever by a scamaria, brace communicating Tikida. Varia by scamaria, Tikida, Baria, Brasic, when you put it on Maria. I am Maria Vaya, Badiguria Ba. Varia, Baya, Vaya, Varia Badidia, Bukaria, Baya, Baya, Eva, ah, never. Vorra, Vaya, Aya. Aya Barashkora Brea, Ventura Brea, Bera. What is Germany? I'm going more whatever is Germany. I am Monicoria. Ever I don't need to go. Guru is Carver, is get whatever you about it. Okay, I'm ready. He's getting me as you were when he's coming. Papa, Roy, deputy prescriber. I had a Korea. Boroya, Boroya, let's get about a discovery. Ibera, we regular Brevaria. But you get a prescriber and do a read above the research of the area. Or Raya, Barbary Subramania, Kidap, but you're bringing another share of area. Over a big of a scare over anything and Scarmini, and I got a cabrera. Babariya Babayara ceremony, Kor, America, Maria. Variam, Borre Bariam, Variam, 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 Porra, Pariadia, where you give Variam, Prevaris, Prevara. Very needy is Canadian Bariara, Variara, Monsicaria, everybody's got a mini and many numbers. Variania, Maria's Canadian, Madame, British Captain in media, particularly when you media or Maria. Varias skrimningar skulle börja arbeta och varje wish börja med medika wish varje varje pris börja fremen fremen början 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 Pervadi skare berier var skare berier skare berier skare berier berier mana ha tigera berier berier tigera berier tigera wish kumara kira media berier hane berier 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 Yo, Doria. Oh, Doria. Atatiara. Ariara. Uh-huh. Okay. Wow. Whoa. I don't know about you. Whoa. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. You know what? It's interesting because Chloe and Gemini, they get the same kind of message out of these things, although they don't talk to each other in advance. So um, I'm trusting it more and more. So you only got small pieces of all that. Yeah, I don't know. You asked other just crickets what? We have to be in a pure place of heart that's real. I know that sounds cliche, but it has to be pure within our spirit to bring us where we need to be to bring us into the creation. Okay. When she started saying some kind of clearing and blessing for the ones that may be struggling with their inner turmoil that may be unnoticed. Okay, well, that helps. Yeah. There may be quite a few people who have a lot of misgivings about every darn thing and have very little trust in anything. If there are others that use light language, um, there is a person, an Aussie, actually, I think she's an Aussie, who does light language, and she has uh, videos you can play that are specific purposes, and I'm thinking of doing that too. The high frequency and it's pure is what I'm getting. The pureness needs to come back. Hmm. Oh, well, how nice, Michelle. Perhaps, angels just kind of show up and disappear. Happens all the time. Happened to my dad when he got told that he wasn't going to die of blood poisoning. He was in a line at the drugstore waiting for his prescription, and a nice man behind him just said, Bill, you're not going to die. Don't worry about it. My dad's like, what? But he was gone. He just disappeared. My dad just turned around and he disappeared. So, I mean, this stuff happens all the time. People just don't talk about it. Angels are not very showy most of the time. You know, they won't make a big thing of it. They'll just kind of do their job and poof, go out, leave. They're not there for any kind of credit or, you know, they're there to do what they must do and then go on and do more that they must do. So I say, go ahead and send your angels out on errands. They like it. They like to stay busy. They hate to be bored. They don't like to be bored. Mhm, mhm. I believe so too, Dark Meta. I believe that's exactly what we do. So, do you feel that you have purity of intent? I certainly have no intent to hurt anybody. I have no intent to rob anybody. I have no intent for personal power necessarily over others, that is. Personal power in my own life, maybe. But as far as power over others, no. No, I want to be creative. I'm an artist. I'm an artist. I'm a comedian. I'm a singer. I want to do that stuff. I want to have fun. I don't I don't want a whole bunch of weighty responsibility and bullshit. I want to have fun. These people that want all of this crap, it's like, gosh, why? You know? Oh well. Yeah. You know what? There are people who are different on purpose. I mean, they come here to be different. They come here to do something different. They come here with a purpose just like everybody else. We don't always understand that purpose. Maybe the purpose is to open people's hearts to love. I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that. So, can we finally say these id monsters have had their time? If you know what the id monsters are, it comes from I think Plan 9 from outer space. Scientists created a machine that kind of tapped into the subconscious and inadvertently made a monster that was created out of his own id. So, if there's anything like that, I gladly let that monster dissolve to nothing. That's fine. We don't need any monsters like that anymore. I think we're about done with that. Right. Me too. We're going to have fun. We're going to go where we want to go. We're going to be well enough to enjoy it. Yeah, I don't know that it's exactly a cliche. Maybe it is. But who's to say that that's maybe it's just being honest? Are we ready to drop the bullshit? I certainly am. I'm ready to be done with all this bullshit. Okay, just gone. The game, let's play a nicer game, a funner game, a game that's much more fun, much more creative, much more fun, much happier. This old game is just gotten to be no damn fun. That old game. It's the old game of our past. It's gone now. We're moving away from it. We must see it that way. We must see it as we are moving away from that timeline now, moving into this new one. And I'm so glad that everybody's here. We've got pretty much everybody here. So we got most of us here. There's 11 of you out there, it's telling me. Probably there are more listening that are not chatting. And so, and if we're going, we're the way showers. We're the ones that are blazing the trail over to this new place. There will be others that will come after us, that will follow these trails that we've made. So, by changing yourself, you've done the world a lot of good. Every day, if you can just tell yourself that you are moving into and becoming comfortable in this new timeline and tag with what is going on in the outside, what we call the outside world. Whatever is going on there is what's being chosen. Remember, we're going to see that other world for a little while. Eventually, it'll start to fade out until we can't see it anymore and they can't see us. We're going to be, once again, that's going to be the past. That's just going to be a faintly remembered past one day. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it maybe. And God, do you remember when it was like that? You remember that crazy old guy that used to like run and they said run shit, but he didn't run anything really. He was just a puppet. Remember that weird guy? You remember that weird stuff they used to do? Wasn't that crazy? That was crazy shit, man. Gosh, you new guys have no idea how crazy the world used to be. But it's no more. And they'll look at us and wonder like, "Oh, come on, you're making it up." Nope, we're not making it up, folks. It was really that weird. Yeah, I found myself on Thanksgiving Day saying thank you a lot. And I find myself every day saying thank you a lot now. Really, if you set yourself on a course of being able to say thank you a lot every day, that can happen. You'll find things to be thankful for. And the thankfulness will make it hard for you to be depressed. If you're thankful, it's hard to be depressed. So if you get depressed, find something to be thankful for. Find something that you truly are thankful for, even if it's just your little kitty cat, or even if it's just for the fact that, you have a warm place, or, enough food, or whatever it is that you have that you're thankful for. Even this stream, perhaps perhaps the friends you've met here and family that you've met here. Mm. Yeah, I think so, Dolly. I think things are gonna get I think it's gonna be fun to watch. Like I said, get the popcorn. The craptastic crapsters are gonna be, like, offing themselves. They're really we don't need to do that. They're gonna give themselves the hook. They're gonna give each other the hook. They're probably gonna sell each other out, throw each other under the bus. Yeah, we won't have to do any of that. You know, when the chips are really down, that's what they do. They throw each other under the bus, so it's not even gonna be we're not gonna have to do anything. Oh, tell your cowboy meow. Yeah, he's been spending a lot of time because, he's a cold weather kitty cat. I made him a nice seat by the window and by the fish. He loves to watch the fish, and he loves to watch out the window, and we've got the cold air coming in through the window, and he's really enjoying being cool 'cause, he's got pretty thick undercoat there, a woolly undercoat, so he is loving his little spot there in the, front room. So, it's kinda hard to tear himself and probably right now he's in a turkey coma anyway. He's probably 'cause he ate a lot of turkey. I've been giving him handfuls of turkey, and he's just been gobbling it, so, um, Cowboy is gobble gobbling turkey. He's gonna have turkey every day. Mhm. Pink Panther is Cowboy's theme song, you think so? Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. He's just I think he's in there asleep. He was sleeping pretty hard when I left him. He's probably fast asleep. Yeah, there will be children born that won't know anything about the old world, and when we tell them, 'em, they'll be like, "No, man, you're kidding me, right?" I can see that. It's like, "You are kidding you are come on now, you're really come on." No. It's like, "Yeah." It's like, "No." Why would people do that? 'Cause they were knucking futs, that's why. But, this is something that I noticed, and having experienced it myself when when I was so toxic, so poisoned, having the brain fog, it's not that they don't wanna think. It's not that they're trying a lot of times, not all the time. They can't think. They can't. Do you know how frightening it is when you can't think? I tell you, it was maybe the scariest times of my life when all of a sudden I realized that I couldn't think. I could not. I could not make a good decision. It was when I was having that brain fog. This is what exactly it was like I could read a paragraph. I could say all the words. I I couldn't figure out what it meant. If you were to ask me what that paragraph meant, I couldn't tell you. And that's how I knew I had the brain fog. I couldn't make the ends meet. I couldn't make A and B meet. I couldn't make the connections between what I was reading and what the ramifications of that was, what that meant. Even shopping was hard. I had to go by labels that I knew were pretty safe. If I had that while I was out shopping, it was It was just horrible. I don't even wanna tell you some of the things that happened to me, because of that, but I got in trouble if that would happen while I was out, and it got to be where if I had even a hint that that was gonna happen, I'd just stay home, because I knew I wouldn't be making good decisions. It was so that really, really let me know what it's like for some of these people. So I understand it. I understand it to a certain extent, you know? I mean, I get it. They cannot think right. They can't. They just can't. It's just gone. That info is gone. And in a lot of cases, it's the choices they made. In my case, I was being poisoned. But I had to get very strict with myself, put myself on a regimen so as not to be poisoned in order to get rid of that. Now and then I have it. Now and then I get that when I've been exposed to something, or maybe not anymore. Maybe I don't cancel that. Maybe I don't get that anymore. Okay, I'm not going to get that anymore. But, I really had to go a long way to keep myself safe from that. But it was scary enough that it really brought me up short and made me realize that I was being poisoned. And it also, like I said, it made me understand how it can happen that people just can't think. And I tell you, another thing I noticed people like this, most people, in fact, if I'm in a car and they're driving, let's say, and I have I have a good sense of direction. So usually I know where I'm going. I know which way is which. But when people don't know, almost always they go the wrong way. They go the opposite. They go the opposite way of the right way. It's almost like they got this anti-GPS. That has got to be a program. Gotta be a program. Well, thank you, Dolly. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah, couldn't make decisions. That's it. And when they have to make decisions, they make the wrong one. They're gonna make the wrong one. I tell you, if we were betting if we were betting on something, I would give them the chance to make their call first, and then I'd bet the opposite way, and I'd be rich because, honestly, these people, they cannot it's like it's the other way, the exact opposite. They will always turn the opposite way, and I will say, "Oh, wait a minute, what? No, why are you in this lane?" "Well, I think it's a" "No, it's not, it's really not." "Are you sure?" "Yeah, I am, I really am." And, I mean, even with Yolanda, a lot of times, she admits right off that she has brain damage. I don't think it necessarily is what she thinks it is. I think she's been meddled with too, but I see so many times she's like in reverse. Why? There's gotta be a reason. I mean, too many times for it to just be chance. And I think many, many people are subject to that, unfortunately. And at least she's aware of it. She's aware that she has trouble thinking, you know? She's getting better. She is getting better. She looked at me one time and she said, it was so funny. She goes, "I understood everything that you said just then." And I'm there like, "What?" And she says, "Yeah. I usually you say all this stuff. I have no idea what you're talking about. But you know what? I understood everything that you said just then." And what do you say? And they're like, "Congratulations." Well, thank you for telling me. Congratulations. And it all made sense. She says, "Yes, it made perfect sense to me." It's like, wow, that's very heartening. So it's not impossible. I think once we stop being poisoned, once the poisons are out, and maybe that's part of it, Chloe. Maybe that's part of the purity thing. We have been made impure from being toxified, being poisoned, and poisoned in more than just physically. Maybe once the pure air, the pure food, the pure water, and the pure vibes happen, I think people will heal very quickly. I think we'll be able to do all kinds of things. Oh, that's okay, Witchy. I fall asleep in some people's chats too. It's okay. It happens. We're all, you know what? We light workers, we energy workers and all that, all of us, we work. I mean, we're doing a lot of stuff, and even subconsciously and even while we sleep, you know? Of course, we're gonna need to sleep. Beware of Big Justin. Where is Big Justin? Where is Big Justin? And the pantless one. But, yeah, I really can see that once see, because I did that for myself. That's what I did. I detoxified myself. And the more I did, the less of that brain fog I had. And the less of the brain fog I had, the more I could really think and the more I could really do things. I mean, the more I could really figure out things, because if you can't connect the dots, then you're never going to understand anything that's going on. You're going to have to go by what people tell you. But if your brain is working like it needs to, then you're going to be able to figure things out for yourself. Yeah. Yeah, we were all subconsciously working with geodes during the reset. Yeah. We were helping with that, whether we knew we were, at the time or not, whether we knew exactly what we were doing. Yeah. Right. Oh, cool. Yeah, and their mission kinda led into my mission. My mission was, my mission like that was a long time ago, though, and then it led into my new mission, which is this, what I'm doing now. But my raw mission was a long time ago and took place in New Orleans, and I've spoken about it. I had to do some things in New Orleans. Um, and that was long before their raw mission. I think we were all on our raw missions. Okay, I think a lot of us were off on our raw missions. So mine wasn't televised at all. So, but Big Justin wears the pants, huh? Okay. Hmm. So anyway, yeah, I really think once we get the free energy in the med beds, we're home free for the most part. For the wars are going to cease because there's not going to be any reason. People are going to see how stupid that is. The truth, we're going to be able to connect the dots. We'll be able to see the truth. We won't have to rely on other people. You know, I think that was another thing is having to rely on people for spirituality on what the other side. I mean, having somebody tell you that you're going to go to hell and blah 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 and whatever, and there's all these rules, and you're going to go to hell. I mean, you know what? It's like, and all these people still in the world that still try to do that. I drink sometimes. I have a drink sometimes, not always. I have a drink sometimes. I eat meat. I'm I'm speaking in tongues and doing miracles. So go on with your bad self. Try to tell me. Go on with you. You know, it's like seriously. It's all bogus. It's all bullshit. None of that. God is all of us and so knows what it's like, right? So the overarching God is like, do what you got to do, folks. Not going to be a judgmental entity. Going to have because is living through everything we're living through. So the collective God is going to be a very understanding and forgiving being, you know, because you can see what's going on everywhere and why people are doing what they're doing. So it happens. You know what? You don't even have to be that nice of a person. I have known people who have done miracles who weren't even that nice, you know. And what you have to do is believe that you have a right to do that. That you have a right, that you have a right, that you deserve to do that. I mean, that's I think how some pretty nasty people got the way that, got so far is they felt like they deserved it. We're all taught to not feel like we deserve it. So we don't get it because we don't feel like we deserve it. And that's the way we're taught. And that's effed up. If you feel like you deserve it, or some of us feel like maybe we deserve have this subconscious thing that we need to be punished. Feel like we deserve it. And it's like, that's what you're going to get. So don't, try to talk yourself out of that. Yeah, when you notice you're on a program, there are a lot of programs. There are a lot of programs that we have running. I'm trying to bulk them all. I'm trying to get rid of them all. Which he says, I got to eat meat. A lot of veggies mess me up real bad. You might have problems with lectins. I mean, veggies have lectins because they don't want to be eaten any more than anything else. It's what they've got instead of claws and teeth, okay? And spines and stuff. Plants have lectins. Okay, so Everything's like that in the old world. I think there will be a time when that will not happen anymore. I think there will be a time when that is not a problem anymore too. Yeah, spirituality, exactly, Michelle. Spirituality is not one size fits all. And yeah, alone time, let's be honest. Most of us want our alone time, don't we? I mean, yeah. I mean, most of us, are we really introverted? Or do we just need the time to recharge? I mean, I know that's my case, is I need to recharge, and when I need to recharge, I need it to be quiet, you know? I need to rest a lot. I need to eat good food. I need to have time to myself. It's very hard otherwise. It's very hard. When I was homeless and trying to live in somebody else's house, that was frickin' hell, especially if they were noisy. There was a lot of hell at the oh god, you know? I would go outside and into nature to find, um, in a lot of cases, even when I was trying to take care of my mom and living at her place, I had to go out into the backyard and sit and just be quiet by myself or something, or go out into my car and just sit and be quiet by myself. There are some people that just want stimulation all the time. They want loud noise all the time, loud music, loud, lots of stuff going on all the time. There has to be stuff going on all the time. They have to be entertained constantly. Me, I have a real need to just have it quiet, nothing going on, so that I can just be with my thoughts and um, just be present with myself and do my meditation and stuff and recharge. So, and the reason I've got my hands folded over my chest, it's kind of chilly here. It's a little bit chilly here. Cowboy is really loving it. He's sleeping like nobody's business. It's probably the best sleep he's getting because he's finally in the weather he's designed for. Yeah, we really all every time that comes up where we think we deserve to be punished for something, just realize it's a program. Yeah. Yeah. Used to camp in your closet. Yeah. Yeah. I think most of us are like that. I think a lot of us are like that. We need to be with the higher powers in the universe. In order to do that, we need to block out the chaos of the 3D world. I've never been in one of those float tanks. I probably would really like it and not want to come out. The tree frogs. Mm. Wow, that's nice, dark meta. Yeah, you know what? If I would be with Guy, we would have to have our own space. We would have to, have spaces where we could be together and then other spaces where we could be alone. Mhm. It would have to be that way. Yeah, I did too. I lived in my car. In my car. Here in my car. Who is that? Gary Newman? Here in my car. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I could solve the world's problems in cars. Do 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 do. I gotta hear that one again. Yeah, my car. When I lost my car, uh, I grieved. I'm still kind of grieving. Uh, Now, I don't know. I know I'm gonna get a car again. I'm gonna get some kind of car. I don't know how. It's um real expensive to run a car now. I think that'll change. Maybe when that changes. Yeah, lectins and oxalates. Yeah, you're right, in the groove. That's what plants have because they don't want to be eaten either. All of those vegans who plants want to be eaten. It's like, no, they don't. If they wanted to be eaten, they wouldn't have all these lectins and oxalates. They wouldn't have them. It's just what they have. If they, people are so animal centric, I guess. It's they don't get it. Plants are alive. Right now, everything eats something, and everything kills something just to live. Whether that is bacteria, whether that is this little fruit fly that's eating my fruit and causing me all kinds of problems. I'm sorry, but you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And you know what? That was your choice. And I mean, I got to the point where when I was being trained martial arts, I just had to come to the conclusion that because our sensei was teaching us how to kill people along with everything else. And, with all the other stuff, some of this could kill. And I just realized that if and at first I was very upset. What if I make a mistake? What if I am in a situation and I hurt somebody and kill them or whatever? I don't really want to do that, but what if? And I finally came to the conclusion of, well, wait a minute, they chose that. If you're choosing to come to me with violence, maybe your choice is to die. Maybe that is your choice then, and if that's your choice, then who am I to disagree? That's what I felt about some of the demons that came. It's like, well, you must want to not exist anymore because that's what's going to happen to you. Not worry about it. Yep. With love, I say good day. That sounds like Bashar.